This thing recording. What's up, y'all? We're recording. Don't worry about none of that shit we were just talking about. I mean, we gonna talk about it. Matter of fact, we gotta edit that shit out.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't drop name. I'm gonna say A and B for future episodes and premises for confidentiality reasons or whatever you want to call it. When we talk about people, we're gonna say A and B, and if it's a trio, we'll say C. Maybe X, Z, you know how, what they call it in math, variables in geometry and shit like that.
Well, maybe they can leave each other spouses.
I'm trying to save this for a later show. But this is the thing, shit, we talking about it. Let's go ahead and get it out.
Yeah.
Why would you marry somebody? I don't understand this shit. Why would you marry somebody and commit all of yourself to this individual person? When marriage is it's almost like Super Saiyan, like the fusion from Dragon Ball Z. You feel me? You together. You know what I'm saying? Two become one. Two geeks and a nerd. You know what I'm saying? The two become one to have a union to make things better, right? So that means there ain't no extras. It's A plus B equals C. Not no A parentheses D plus B. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. You're not supposed to add it in. So again, why would you marry somebody, commit yourself to somebody, and then cheat on them or whatever? Even if you were like, just cheating. We're just talking about cheating.
Well, some have said, well, I thought marriage was going to slow me down. Or I thought when I got married, I could be faithful just because I'm married.
No.
Some people have said that.
If you ain't going to do the shit, this is perfect what he just said. It's the same as somebody saying, oh, I thought I could change them. No, that person is who they are. You are who you are, so don't think that just because you become with somebody on paper that you're gonna change because of that piece of paper. Because literally, it's a bond and a God is what we say from society or the creator or whatever. But it's really a way to make money because it costs more to get divorced than it does to get married. You know what I'm saying? So and America knows it. America. I'm talking to y'all. You know that the divorce rate in this country is extremely high.
Over 50.
Yeah.
Probably about 60.
Yeah, about 60%. And you know the root of it is, like everything else, it deals with family. People be talking about kids. What about the family? How's the upbringing? How were they taught things? I got married and wanted to get married to my wife because my grandparents raised me, and they, no matter what, thick and thin, up and down, through him drinking or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't think my grandfather ever put his hands on my grandmother, but even if he did, I'm sure she would have never left him because it is a commitment that they made together. And, you know, of course, under God, because they're very religious or whatnot. My grandmother, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I got married, because I saw how they were and everything they went through and how they dealt with things, and no matter what. She might be crying or whatever because he just left the house and didn't tell her where he was going, which all he did was go to Advance Auto or Lowe's to get some shit to fix the house or the car or whatever. But they always were back together in that same bed that day, and they talked to each other, whatever, sometime through that night or whatever. Never separated in any of that, to my knowledge, from my almost 34 years on this earth. So that's what made me want to get married, because I saw how they were together as one, and I saw how my mother and my dad, who I give much respect to. This is a man who married my mother, dated her while she was pregnant with me, knew she was pregnant before he dated her, and still was like, I don't care, I love you, I want to take care of you, I want to make you mine. And he was there. So that's my daddy. He may not be my biological father, but it's my daddy. But anyway, and I still love this man. They separated, you know what I'm saying, over alcohol, whatever. They just had a lot of stuff going on. They could have made it work out, but both of them wanted to drink. And alcohol, just like oil and water don't mix, alcohol and relationships sometimes don't mix. It really don't. So that's what made me want to get married. I mean, everybody that knows me. I'm Debonair Donnell, dick 'em down Donnell, you know what I'm saying? So I used to get around like Tupac said, you know what I'm saying? I used to get around, I was safe with everything, but I always kept my partners, or whatever you want to call it, in the loop as to this is what it is, and they were never really misled, you know what I'm saying? At least I like to think so. So go ahead.
What's the difference between, I guess because you're saying you were honest.
Yeah.
Because most guys aren't honest. They promise a commitment and they F around. But I think sometimes, even with women, y'all tend to hear what y'all want to hear. Because there are guys who say, we just having fun. But you take fun in a whole different, like it's commitment.
Cause pussy is pussy, y'all. I'm just gonna be real. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it is until you meet somebody that gets you on that spiritual level. Mm-hmm. And I say that because, well, I was talking the other day, the way I dealt with things, the reason why I had multiple women is because I would get my heart broken, whatever. So the way I dealt with it was through sex. To get over somebody, I'd go out to the bar, probably meet somebody or somebody that I already knew before or whatever. And that's how I got past it. So, again, like you're talking about the commitment and you were talking about being real with the individual. We as people, especially men, I'm going to get on y'all now, you got to be real with yourself.
But also...
So don't just get married just because, oh man, I'm this age, I want to have kids, I'm going to get married. No, if you don't really, if it's not, this man right here is not married. And,
I don't want to be.
And he don't want to be.
And I don't want to have kids.
He don't want to have kids. So he can go and do whatever he want to do. So he's real with himself. Not saying that he may not, if he meets somebody, he might not be with him. It's just he knows what he wants in his life right now and what he doesn't want, and he's sticking to it. So to all the guys out there, instead of bullshitting and playing games, if you don't want to be committed to somebody, let them know at the beginning, I do not want a full commitment. Because when you marry somebody or date them and for years and years and y'all don't be together or whatever, for whatever reason you're cheating, then you're being selfish. You're depriving this individual of being happy. And it's not even making you completely happy. Because if you were, you would realize it, that you're hurting somebody else. You being completely happy would be saying, hey, I don't really want to be with you like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go do bop, 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 and whatever. And if you still continue to deal with me, that's on you.
But also you have to remember, as far as being hurt or being dogged out, you have to remember to allow that husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend who might be a good one, you have to allow them to be a good one. Because some people, because of dealing with bad relationships, they don't recognize. So
the baggage.
They're like self-sabotaging, and they're only seeing this person is good. They're not perfect, but they're good. They're better than the last one you were with. But because you have that baggage or whatever, you're holding what the last person did against them. I mean, there's so many factors in relationships that people don't think about. I do know part of the reason, just to put a little bit personal out there, and I can't only talk about so much because it's real personal to my mother. I'll keep it real. And, her personal business and everything. But part of the reason why I'm not married is because of what I saw in their relationship. And without putting too much out there, it wasn't that great.
Most marriages are like that. No marriage is perfect.
Certain things that I can't say it right now, but I'm getting myself together I'm going to write my book. I finally decided I'm going to write my book about myself. I started years ago, and I stopped because of, when you go back over your life and you want to tell your life, and if you're going to really tell, you're going to tell all the good, bad, the ugly, and the great.
Which makes a great book, the truth.
But dealing with certain pains, that's what caused me to stop. But like I said, when I say getting myself together, you have to mentally, emotionally, and spiritually do something like that, to put yourself out there like that. You have to be prepared. I just dove into it, and that was my mistake, and that's why I stopped and never went back to it. But there are things I'm going to be talking about in their marriage, because that was a part of my life. And that's another thing too, like an expression that goes, fucked up parents raise fucked up children. And I don't know,
hurt people.
I don't know who came up with that stupid saying, do as I say and not as I do. But even grown adults copy other grown adults. But you want to act a fool, but you want your kid to act right. Your kid, you're a living example. Again, why you should be careful, in my opinion, who you have kids with. I understand the fucking was great, It may have been the Alizé, as some people say, and blame it on the alcohol, like Jamie used to sing and whatnot, or whatever the case was. You was just hot on the goose, on the head, or you was just hot and horny, and they looked good, whatever the case was, and you hit it, and then next thing you know, oh, I'm pregnant, and you laid with someone who was a good fuck. We keeping it real. They was a good fuck,
and that's it.
And that's it.
Not even good conversation, which for me is a turn on.
Because you don't even have to like the person. You have a good fuck with someone you don't even like. So now you got a kid over a good fuck and realize this person ain't really, for everything else. It's like, damn, you ain't shit.
And then 18 to 20 years down the road, you wonder why your kid is all fucked up. It's because you initiated a fucked up situation. Music Soul Child, one of my favorite artists ever. You know what I'm saying? As far as like singing and stuff with so-called neo soul, soul to soul. He said, I'm not to blame for the pain that was caused by previous games. You know what I'm saying? That's some real shit. Like, I know men and women that carry emotional baggage from relationships. I'm talking like years. They carry shit from, oh man, when I was in middle school, yada, 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 or whatever. Like, dude, get over that shit. Like, it's hard to get over relationships and people that you love until you meet the one person that you're going to be with. You know what I'm saying? Forever. Like, my wife, Asusena, like, our relationship by no means is perfect. And no matter what, like again, I tell people, I say, the reason why I don't cheat is for not just respect for her, but respect for myself, and because I have a daughter. You know what I'm saying? I heard a pastor talk about that before, like about 3 years ago. I was landscaping on 485 and head towards Pineville. I heard him talk about that reason why it's not. And I took that with me before I even met my wife. I kept that in my head, and it will always remain there. And like, it's just a respect thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what we go to, like, I can get chicks right now if I want to. Perfect example, the other day in the park, when I told you about it. My wife was right there, and I told the lady, ma'am, I got this. I got my niece on my chest, and I'm putting my daughter's shoe on. And I'm like, hey, my wife's right there. She was like, before I even get it out, oh, it's okay, I got three of my own. I do this all the time. And I'm like, yeah, but this mother over here, not him but my wife, I'm like, yo, and she was looking at it, She saw that I tried to tell the lady, hey, back off. She was still persistent. I appreciate the help, but don't help me in the park anymore unless somebody die, please, even if I'm alone. Because, again, it's something that's not right about it. Like, if you're going to commit yourself to somebody, be there fully and wholly, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, like, some people say I'm a know-it-all. I do have a big head, and I know a lot of meaningless information towards some people. What some people would say. But what I had to learn, what my wife told me one time, she was like, yo, will you please just listen to me? And I was like, all right, I stopped. So now I've become a better listener to her. I listen to everybody else all the time, but I wasn't listening to what my wife had to say to understand where she was coming from, because I was spending too much time in my mind trying to figure out how can I help her. Solutions to her individual problems, when you can't find out a solution to a problem until you actually listen to the issue, which is the problem at hand. So I think that people, again, going back to what Troy was saying at the beginning, or Black Samurai was saying, women, please listen. Please look and pay attention. Guys will give you signs to let you know what level you're on with them.
And as well the other way around.
And the other way around is the same thing. Women will do the same thing. You know in your heart, deep down inside, nobody is that naive, especially if you're watching this right now. You can type in a URL address to see what we're doing. You can decipher what people are saying and doing around you because you've been around them before. Mm-hmm. Do not ignore the signs. Do not accuse anybody of wasting your time. When people say, well, you did this, you did to me. No, you allowed that to happen. Because I got some good dick and some good conversation and I can cook. You allowed it to happen. But the whole time I'm telling you, hey, you're not who I want to be with or whatever.
Well, first of all, listen. How do I want to say this? I want to say learn to listen to actually listen. Don't just listen to respond. Most people listen to respond. So that means you're not fully listening. Then the other thing I wanted to say was, just because, or I'm this person, and I've made this mistake with friends, relationships, whatever, because you see the light in the person, doesn't mean you're the one who's supposed to light the candle. And a lot of times we allow that to distract ourselves. It's not always you want to be a savior. Some people want to be a savior and talk about, well, I raised my wife or I raised my husband, but that was for mom, dad, grandma, granddad, whoever raised them, auntie, uncle. That's not for, you don't marry someone to raise. You raise a daughter. You don't raise a wife. You raise a son. You don't raise a husband. And I'm just want to say, don't let that, because you see the potential. Because then we go ahead and try to bring out the potential. And it's not meant for us to bring out. Doesn't matter if it's relationship, friendships, business, whatever. You're not meant to have every and anybody in your life. And also, we a lot of times overlook things. Again, not just relationship, friends. And I'm saying this for every avenue. Just because I see something in you doesn't mean it's for me.
You got to cut people off, like, to progress. Like he said, you're not raising a spouse, a mate, or a friend. You are supposed to rise with them, hand in hand, same time. You feel me? Not some, I push you up. I mean, yeah, we help each other, we lean on each other, but ultimately we're supposed to come together. Common ground. Again, relationships are to not be complicated, but to and what I usually say, brain fart. Relationships are not supposed to. People aren't supposed to complicate each other. They're supposed to complement each other. Complement each other. You know what I'm saying? 2 90-degree angles make a flat line. They're complementary. It's 180 degrees, right? Complementary angles. Same thing with relationships. You complement each other. You progress with each other. But you have to want it. Which is, again, to our main subject, what we first started talking about, is just marriage in general. Like, why not? Why would you enter this contract with somebody and then shit on them? It's just like you sign a contract with somebody to build their house or whatever, and you build a house all the way, and they only give you 75% of the money.
Well, the funny thing is that you talk about that. Through the years, people put their emphasis on the wedding. They will plan.
Weddings are bullshit, dude.
That wedding, and you know who y'all are. Y'all know y'all planned or will plan or have plans
for 15 years.
Down to every dang shrimp, mayonnaise, lobster, whatever. If the meat is well done or medium well, doesn't matter. You'll plan to the dress, the length of the dress, the kind of suit. You'll plan everything down to the damn T. But then when it comes to your marriage, love is enough. And then you just gonna say, well, love is enough, and we'll make it through because of love. But you should plan your marriage like if it was the wedding. You should plan for your marriage better than a wedding.
You should, but like we were saying before we even started, plans don't always go according to, like, again, like he was talking about the raising and stuff. Like, my wife and I are 10 years apart, almost exactly 10 years. And my cousin, he always, when we first got together, he's like, oh, you got a hand raiser like a baby chick, whatever. And it's not like that, dude. It's you gotta, like, especially with the age difference, you gotta say, okay, they're going through these things right here. You gotta be able to deal with it, like, seriously. It's not that you raise that person, but if you've already been there, done that, just sit back and take the ride. Like, let them understand, be there for them, but let them make their own mistakes sometimes. Let them grow as an individual person, and the main thing is being patient. I remember when we first, before we even got married, she was like, just be patient with me. I just ask you just to be patient with me. Because my wife and I both have a lot of emotional stuff, family things that have went on in our past lives that we may someday discuss on the show or whatnot. It was a lot. And I asked her to do the same thing with me. I try. I try every day to be a better person. That's my main goal, is to wake up and go to sleep as a better person than I was the day before. And it's the same thing with relationships. If you don't work at it, you're not going to be better. Michael Jordan didn't become the best basketball player ever by, sitting at the house and playing Atari. He shot free throws. He shot 3-pointers. He practices it. You play how you practice, and it's the same thing with relationships. If you play around with your relationship, that shit is gonna get played out. If you practice and plan for perfection, it may not be perfect at the beginning, but it will last longer. I know it will because I've seen it happen. I've seen 2 sets of grandparents of mine. My other grandfather, God rest his soul, Vernon Raleigh the First, aka Shag, you know what I'm saying, got it on the arm, whatnot. Drank. Went to work every day, would come home during lunch, drank a 40 for lunch, and then go back to work like nothing happened. And then we got off, he drank all night. My grandmother, after she got hurt at the furniture place and got paid, like she got paid for life pretty much for from getting hurt at the furniture place, stayed at home and took care of 5 kids. And the grandkids. Me and my brother were, 2 of them that she helped take care of, you know what I'm saying, at some point in time. My brother still stayed there. And he's helping her now. But though out of that side and then my other grandfather's side, the Shaws, those were 2 great examples of no matter what, stay together. My grandma would go to church. My granddaddy go to the liquor house. When she get out of church, she go pick him up if she had to. You know what I'm saying? That is real love.
So he's not saying stay just to stay. You have to work on it.
Yeah, like now somebody is beating your ass or whatever, and like really, like if it's diminishing your health, your physical or your spiritual well-being, I recommend if you can't work it out, then separate.
And I also recommend we go back to pay attention. Do not be distracted to the person. Because it's all signs. We've all seen signs. I've seen signs. And I had to admit to myself, I did see this. Even if it started off good, because sometimes it starts off, most of the time, if not all the time, it starts off good. And then, as you get to really know the person, it's like, I don't like you as much as I used to. Because you're getting to really know the person. That's why you don't like them as much. And I had to admit to myself that, you know what, there was stuff there, but because, let me put it to you like this, just because you love it doesn't mean it's good for you.
No, I love, shout out again, y'all gonna hear me say a lot about Chip Ahoy. I love Chip Ahoy chocolate chip cookies, but because I eat a whole pack in one sitting, I feel like crap the next day. And Chip Ahoy, I'm telling y'all need to go ahead and give me that endorsement, because even though I get sick, I eat them again. That's how good they are.
Again, this goes back to when, if you probably think about before y'all got married, people say marriage is just a piece of paper, which I don't know where they get that from, but it's not. But when you think about when you're just dating someone, even if they come into your house, y'all playing house, whatever you want to call it, shacking up, whatever you want to call it, y'all just having fun, or you're dating, sometimes they come spend the night, and it's another thing for me to give you like $20 for gas one week, or I'll help you out because I know you're struggling on your bills when we're dating and when we're in a serious relationship. It's more fun. But then when we get married, there is no more, I can just help you when I think I can, or feel like it, or, the fun, it's not that marriage ain't fun, but
it just get real. Like you really learn a lot about people. And like I'm the guy that always wants to pay for everything, take care of my family, because I'm a traditional man. My grandfather paid for everything other than the phone bill. The only thing my grandma paid for was phone bill, and she bought groceries. And my grandfather paid for all the other bills, mortgage on the house, whatever. That I know of or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cool thing that since you just brought it up, like I got a Duke Energy. Duke Energy, boo to you and your rise in electrical costs. Boo to the United States government, because we should be putting solar panels in places like Nevada and giving everybody free electricity, or at least very low cost electricity. So boo to Duke Energy, Georgia Power, and any of you other monopolized power industries, because me, this guy right here, I'm getting solar panels myself. I might live off the grid someday, is what I would like to do. I don't know, I almost forgot where I was going with that. But but like I got a Duke Energy bill the other day, was extremely high. I've been, going through some things. We got our stuff with our company and stuff. And so my wife was like, how much is it? I tell her how much it is. She's like, well, no, this is what she did. She said, hand me the bill. I didn't want to hand it to her because I already knew what she was going to do. because she's getting in the habit of doing this now, which I love it. It hurts me because I don't want her to have to do it, but she did it because, again, we're to complement each other, not complicate the situation. We live together, so we take care of things together. If I don't have and she does, we make sure that both of us have it. My money is hers and hers is mine. You feel me? So what she did was she took that bill and she was about to pay it over the phone or something. And I was like, well, hold on. Pulled out the little app on my phone, went to it. She paid the bill for me. She didn't have to do that. She could have kept her money. I didn't ask her to do it. She did it because we are there to complement each other, not complicate the situation. Because if power go out and I ain't got no money, she gonna have to pay it anyway. Cause I know she ain't gonna sit in there without not having no light for her vanity mirror and her curling irons and shit like that. You feel me?
When you go through something, that's when you really know.
Yeah, you know
the person.
Man.
That's when you find out. I should say, when you go through something, when it ain't easy to love you and the bills ain't paid on time and the car ain't working or whatever, you just going through or getting on somebody's nerves or whatever. When you go through whatever that through is, that's when you find out who and how the person really is.
So if you are not prepared to go through, this is any relationship, marriage, business, whatever, you're not prepared to go through the sickness of health, the better for worse, essentially till death does you part. Don't even get involved in it. That's even friendships. My aunt's friend sent her a text message earlier. I went home to Burlington to see my family, and she sent her a little text message I read about true friendship. And that was the things that they talked about was the definition of them. Like I've seen them, I'm 30, I'll be 34 in June. I've seen them go through all kinds of stuff, you know. I've seen, you know, when men, you know, put their hands on my aunt or whatever, her friend was always there. Always there. Always gave her encouragement to lift her up or whatnot. And still to this day, if she needs her, she's there. My aunt is probably in her 50s or late 40s, right? She's a baby of the family. Just got her license last year. But for those like 30-something years or 20-something years, her best friend drove her around. No matter where she was and what she needed and what time, she did it. You know what I'm saying? Me and this man right here the same way. I got another friend, a couple friends, Dre and Slick. Same thing. No matter what. If one of us don't have, the other one's got it. It's shared like that. Because it's the purpose of it. And that's, you know, going back to what we was kind of saying at the beginning, that's what we are missing is the foundation of trueness, period. Mm-hmm. This is why friendships and relationships are failing, not just in America, but especially in America because it's so capitalized, but all over the world. Mm-hmm. It's failing because we're buying into this TV land that we talking to you right now through.
The clicks.
Television is telling your vision what to do, how to perceive, how to act.
Well, don't forget social media too.
Yeah. Social media.
In America.
Anything that's on the screen, I consider to be television because it's kind of telling you, you know, so it's really lying most of the time. I say it's probably 80% lies or whatever. Which I'll assure you that from this show right here, you will not get. Everybody knows me. Know I'm gonna speak the truth, deep down, dirty South. You feel me? I'm probably one of the most blunt people ever. You know, in majority situations, I do know how to control things and whatnot as far as... So
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So now that I've told you the truth, are we going to be enemies?
On what?
I'm just saying it. Now that I've told you the truth...
Oh, shit. I was lost.
Now that I've told you the truth, are we now going to be enemies? That's the question I'm asking.
Like literally, yeah, he brought up a good thing. He had me stumped. I was like, huh? I didn't know what's going on. But yeah, for real, like literally ask yourselves that. Like, now that we're being honest and truthful, are we gonna continue this and work through it, or are we gonna separate and work against each other? It's something to really, really think about. Hell, I deal with it with myself. I'm a Gemini, so I'm fighting with myself all the time. I damn sure don't need to be arguing and fighting with nobody else. Like literally, you know.
Yeah.
So indecisive. But anyway, you know, we're going to go ahead and cut this show off at this moment. Again, if you need to get in touch with us or want to see our stuff, holler at us at 2 Geeks and a Nerd. Oh,
Two different.
Get that right there. Black Samurai, Debonair Donnell. You can holler at us on email at riseep01@gmail.com. That's riseep01@gmail.com. We also have our show airing through iHeartRadio, WDRB Media, Two Geeks and a Nerd radio show, Fridays 2 to 2:30 p.m. Again, questions, concerns, comments, or show ideas, please email us in. Comment on this YouTube page at Nerd Brothers and Baby Sis 101.
Look at it.
Yeah, I know. Nerd Brothers and Baby Sis TV 101. Yeah, we have so much stuff I had to look back here. I'm not even gonna lie again. I'm gonna be real with you. Just holler at us, and like let me steal this from Jerry Springer. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Till next time. Debonair Donnell.
Black Samurai.
Peace.
Peace. The correct peace.
Yeah, this is real peace. Together again, y'all. Not separated, which is victory. Separation means victory. That's some Greek shit. Again, they gonna lie to you. We gonna keep it real. So peace.
And make America great again.
Make it great. Make America great again. Bring it back. I'll be damned.